Hello, everyone. Today we are thrilled to welcome Falicia Newsome. Falicia is the driving force behind Newsome Notary and Professional Tax Services, empowering individuals and small businesses to achieve lasting financial success. She not only is a business owner, she's a passionate advocate for financial empowerment within her community. Her business is proudly certified by the SBA as an economically women-owned business based in Florida. With over a decade of experience in tax preparation, notary services, and business consulting, Falicia is dedicated to helping individuals and small businesses reach their financial and professional goals. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Communication, an Associate of Arts degree, and a professional certification from the University of Phoenix. Additionally, she is a proud member of the National Society of Leadership and Success and a certified QuickBooks Pro advisor. Falicia loves to educate her clients, provide solutions they can trust, and cheer on other entrepreneurs. So today we're going to dive into her success story. We're going to also talk about missed opportunities when it comes to tax deductions, when you're a small business. And we're going to also take off our boss hat, and we're going to spend some quality time talking about her and her family and more. So with that being said, let's give a warm welcome to Falicia. Woo-hoo!
Thank you, Queen. That was such an introduction. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Everything I do is pretty much centered around helping people, whether it's with taxes, business services, or legal documents. I'm a true believer that once people have the clear understanding and the proper support, that they can accomplish so much more. So I'm thrilled to share more about what I do and how I can help others to succeed.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So you ready? Let's jump right into our questions then, okay? Yep. Awesome. All right. So one thing that really stands out for me when I was looking over your bio, when I visited your website, when it comes to business, I love that you have the combination of tax and notary services. So with that being said, I'm really interested to hear about your journey. What led you to the route that you've taken? So could you share that with us?
Most definitely. And thank you again for such a warm welcome. My journey officially began back in 2014. But honestly, it started long before then, because I remember helping my mom and my grandmom with their documents, whether it was like storing it under a mattress or in a china cabinet, because back then that was their filing system. So I've always been hands-on with like documents. So that helped shape my passion for making paperwork and processes easier for others, which led me to like notary, which is how I started out. And in my community, I noticed the need for, like, you either had to go to like a business or you had to go to a library. There wasn't anyone in the neighborhood doing it. So how successful that was, and it helped me branch out into tax preparation as well, because I noticed there was a need for a one-stop solution that people could trust. So over time, the business naturally grew. Clients saw that I genuinely cared about their success, and here I am.
I absolutely love it. And you're right, about finding either a notary or even when it comes to a tax preparer, because I'm gonna share this with you. I don't even know when the last time I did my own taxes or if I've ever done my own taxes. I've always had my tax accountant while I've been in business. And then back when I was married, my then husband did our taxes. And Falicia, let me share something with you. So we're thinking he's doing a good job because, we got all this income coming in. Girl, so once we started with the tax accountant, how come she said, Siobhan, y'all have been overpaying for the last couple of years? Do you know she got us some money back?
Wow, see, that's one of the advantages, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, so I was like, anybody who's out here doing their own taxes and is not a tax professional, they need to stop it because you don't have to tell me twice. Look, I will not make that mistake again. So
Yeah,
yeah,
there are advantages to hiring a professional.
yes, and I'm all for it. Look, and keep it with a small business. Don't go out going to these larger, I'm not even gonna call it names.
Right.
Keep it within our own community, our own circle.
Most definitely.
Yes. And one thing I didn't get to add on there, but I'm so impressed with the whole QuickBooks Pro Advisor part of your journey. So just share with everyone really briefly how you got into that. I know that's kind of off the subject, but not, yeah.
Definitely. And thank you for asking. It to me, it goes hand in hand with during taxes.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, you have your expenses at the end of the year that you have to share with your tax professional. So with QuickBooks, categorizing everything for my clients, as well as sending like monthly reports on the income that's coming in and how they're spending, it helps you prepare for the end of the year when you do have to file your taxes. To me, it just simplifies the process. So I thought I would get my certification in that as well to help my clients better prepare for the end of the year, their end of the year services.
I love that, and I'm all about automation. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't know I have my master's is actually in entrepreneurship and applied technologies. So yeah, so when it comes to automation, a lot of people don't know how streamlining your processes can really make things flow
It really.
nicer. So I would love for you and I to make sure we set up some workshop or classes where we get clients to know, hey, this is a service that you should really look into. So yeah, so we can set that up, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. You are welcome. All right, so let's go into the next one. This will lead to the next question where it says, for small business owners watching, what are the top 3 tax deductions they often miss? And how can they ensure they're maximizing their returns?
Okay, which is an excellent question. Now, there are 3 key deductions that I often see small business owners overlook. The very first one would be the home office deduction. If you're using your home exclusively for business, that can be a great write-off. Um, Another one I see a lot of business owners miss is business mileage. A lot of people forget to track their driving, business driving.
Mhm.
So the good news is there are a lot of apps out there that can track the driving for you. You just have to find the right one that works best for you. And then last but not least, professional fees and subscriptions. Things like
Ooh,
software, memberships, consulting services are commonly missed, and they are 100% totally deductible.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. So that leads to once again back to what we said earlier, having a tax professional preparing your taxes so you're not missing those deductions,
Yeah,
or you're miscalculating them.
exactly.
All right, so let's continue on. What are so we did talk about the key advantages somewhat, but if you want to add more as far as what are the key advantages of having your taxes prepared by a professional, can you share key advantages? I know we spoke briefly already.
Yes, ma'am. Now, advice will always be to keep good records all year long, ask questions. Um, but having your taxes being prepared by professionals is such a game changer because it can remove stress, gives you confidence that your taxes are being done properly. And also, we stay on top of the latest tax laws, and so you don't have to worry about those type things.
Mhm.
Plus, we catch deductions or credits that you might miss, helping you maximize your return and avoid costly mistakes.
Okay, see, I love that because I'm from the old school of where don't laugh, don't laugh. Back when you used to have the folders or put them in stacks, and then you got these boxes that accumulated with all this paperwork, and you got it all spread all on the table. This was my auntie. I'm not speaking about me. I was speaking about how my aunt used to do it. So I used to dread tax season because it's like I got to sit there with her and my uncle, he was an attorney. So when I tell you it was paperwork everywhere, and we're sitting here having to, okay, let's put August here, let's put January over here, and oh,
Yes,
expenses from the income.
yes. I'm so happy there's so much software out here that can simplify the tax process. So yeah, definitely. And if you don't want to do it yourself, always hire a professional.
Like you said, that take that stress off. And I love the words you said, game changer. Game changer.
It's the game changer.
Books, I can't even tell people enough. I took my course last year through HCC for our QuickBooks for our certification. So yeah, game changer indeed. So look, we're definitely going to tap into that and get people on board so they can look, call Falicia, y'all look, get everything, upload your receipts and everything and let her make sure she's putting all this stuff and have it. So at the end of the year, or come this time of year,
yeah, I would do that for you.
Okay, so we're gonna make sure we promote that. I know we have it on the page near the bottom, but I think now with it being that time of year, we're gonna bring that up top so people can know to utilize your services.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We put that out there today. Do you have a flyer or you do? If you the flyer to me, I will post it today so people will see that on the page that they can get, with you to get their taxes in order.
Yes, thank you.
You are quite welcome. And next week, we'll talk about it off the call, but I don't want to give too much away to people on that part, but you and I will chat about that, okay? So we also talked about QuickBooks, the automation, because as I said before, I love technology and I love seeing people utilizing technology to advance and make things a lot easier for themselves and for others.
Most definitely.
All right, so now let's talk about family. And before we talk about family, I want to share with the viewers and let them know, and since you're new to Boss Babes, we'll talk about that as well. But we have the 4 pillars that we live by as a Boss Babe member, and that's faith first, so keeping God first, family second, and then your finances third, and then last but not least, your fitness. So when it comes to mental, physical fitness, so having those 4 pillars, and working on each area is a great way to make sure that you not only relieve stress, but that you give thanks to God because we're here today. It's another beautiful day. You see it's spring break, so that's my spring break background that I have for this week. I can't get to the beach, but I'm bringing the beach to me. Yeah, so I love to make sure that we share about the pillars. So now that you and we've talked about our faith, we've also talked about family, finances, but now we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna talk about family and you as in your family. So the first question is about family is what does work and family balance look like for you? And how do you navigate balancing them both with your daily life?
You know what? When I first started out, I'm going to set myself apart from the competition. I'm going to be accessible to my clients 24/7. And I burnt myself out so fast, Siobhan. It was insane.
Yeah.
Work life and family is definitely, I can relate. Because for me, it comes down to setting boundaries and staying organized. I'll carve out dedicated time for work. And
Can you repeat that last part for us again, Falicia?
Sorry. So what I had to do, I had to set clear boundaries for myself as well as my family. I have to carve out that quality time. And I make sure I set enough time apart so that I can push away from this computer, go walking, refresh my mind, because a lot of times you get caught up in just work. So every day I make sure I go walking, I do me a mental reset, You have to, because this work life, it does get to you a lot of times.
Mhm.
And that's how I allow myself to succeed. So I'm constantly just focusing on what matters and keeping everything in perspective.
I love that, especially when you mentioned about the walks, because I love to walk. Recently, last year, I can't speak much on it, but I was involved in a car accident. And all these months, yeah, that I had not been able to really be out and walk and be one with nature, it was it was mentally draining. So, being able to get out and walk, you know, more, it's a blessing,
Yeah.
So I loved hearing you talk about walking because a lot of people, if your life gets disrupted by an accident or either the weather or whatever it may be, not having that time to be able to walk and just, I call it being one with nature. I was born in Florida. I'm a Floridian as well as you, correct? So
Yes.
we have this beautiful weather, and being able to enjoy it it's a blessing.
It really is. And you don't really all things, like you said, being able to go walking, something as simple
Mhm.
as that, you know,
Yes.
it's really a blessing.
Yes, it is. So I'm just like thankful to be here in Florida because I'm like, even if I, was just looking out the window, I'm like, to be able to do that, even though, having a life disrupted with pain and all this other stuff, being able to see it and be knowing that one day in the future I'll be able to be part of it again was reassuring and made it promising to be able to get to it now, to be able to not take the walks I used to, but
Yeah.
knowing that I can walk some. So it is
Oh,
that blessing.
and I'm
Yes.
happy that you're walking again. So thank good.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. And so you have walking. Are there any other things you like to do to?
Um, as I have a tricycle that I ride. I do like 3 miles a day. Um,
Uh-huh.
so over these, I would say over the past year, I've been really back into my health.
Mm.
So just making sure I'm staying focused on that, as well as
Mhm.
work, like you said, faith and family, those things that really keep things in perspective for me.
Good, good, good. I love to hear that. And let's also talk about family. I know last week you had one of your son celebrated a birthday. So tell us a little bit about your family. How many children you have. Let the viewers know: are we single? Are we married? Are we available? What we got going on? Share just a little bit. Don't give them too much, Felicia. Don't give them too much. But first of all, let me say happy birthday to your son. What's his name?
Name is John.
John.
Yes.
So happy birthday to John. So I want to say that first. So yeah, just share with us.
Yes, I have. Well, I'm single.
Uh-huh.
I have three great sons. My oldest son is 32. My
Mhm.
middle son is 30, and
Mhm.
my baby is 23. I know he's going to kill me for calling him my baby. And I mean, they are the reason why I do what I do. My sister, who's always been very supportive. I have two brothers, and I also have a brother in prison. So
Mhm.
I make sure I'm out here supporting him as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, so my family is extremely important to me. If it wasn't for them, I know I wouldn't go as hard as I do.
Gotcha. And going hard for our sons. Look, me and you are both boy moms. We both have just sons, so going hard for them. How why Falicia used to say, who I do it for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my song. Look, that's my theme song. My boys, that's who I do it for. So when I don't want to hear nothing but, look, if I know something is where it don't need to be, I'll be like, okay, you got to do it because, you got to be able to tell your son, tell my son this or that. And, just having that support from them. And then I know you support your sons in turn. I know they support you. So, yes.
Look, I only have one grandchild, so
Uh-huh.
my kids to give me more. Can't y'all?
Right. Look, I don't have any. So look, that should tell you something right there. But it's so expensive now. You know, having kids nowadays, you got to be able to first afford a place to live because the cost of living is just crazy. And they're not paying the wages out there. So one thing I read, I love to research, Felicia. So yesterday I was reading about I'm going to send the article to you, to our collective members, but it was saying during the Great Depression, how people got ahead, who were the future millionaires. They were actually entrepreneurs and business owners. The people who sustained and had it best, even like J.W. Marriott, they didn't start as a hotel. They used to sell root beer during the Great Depression. So just knowing these things, so that's why I love to research. I'm a lifelong learner. So when I see problems or a need for something, and I'm praying and hoping that we don't go into a recession anytime soon, but should it happen like in '08, we as business owners need to be prepared. And that's why I'm so appreciative of our growing collective, because we'll be able to network and collaborate with each other, do partnerships, and give back to the community and keep that money within our community in case there is another recession. So, you know, we're making sure that we are recession proof. And yeah, I was like, when I saw that, I said, oh, so it's the entrepreneurs who either like I think it was cropping farms during the Depression. You know, there was a drought and different things going on, and then people in grocery stores were with these ridiculous prices, kind of like what we're seeing now. So being able to make sure we sustain and can and get through tough times is going to be really important, especially now during all the craziness we've seen that's going on in the world.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. But thank you for sharing about your family. And let's see, I think we got one or two more questions, then we're gonna have a little fun before the end. And I love to keep our times at close to 30, 35 minutes. That way people can take a quick break from lunch or after work or while they're driving and listen to us and then go home and watch and see our beautiful faces. Because you got that glow, girl. Look, you got that glow. You are so sharp. I was sharing with you before we even got on the call. I was like, oh, you're super bad all day long. You are welcome. All right, so let's do this. Let's make sure we get our viewers tuned in with how they can connect with you. So if you can just let them know how they can connect with you for your tax and your notary services. And if you have any upcoming trainings or tax events that are going on, can you share those things right now with us?
Definitely. Connecting with me, you can visit my website, which is newsomeprofessionaltax.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Newsome_professional_tax. I proudly serve clients throughout Florida and nationwide. Services. So whether you're right here locally or across the country, happy to assist with tax preparation, legal documents, notary services, and much more.
Awesome. And so with your notary services, what are some of the notary services that you can share with them that you have?
Notary services, mortgage documents, wills, power of attorney, general notarizations, school forms, things like that.
Okay, so that's good for them to know, because especially when it comes to anyone who's looking to purchase a home, I know, you know, sometimes if they like want to refinance their home or something, and if there's documents they need to do, they can look to you, because our goal is to make sure we're getting people in the homes, we're getting people, you know, not just their taxes, but also making sure we're getting their forms for even school. I like how you mentioned that as well. So maybe we can do some type of back to school thing as well too. So yeah, we got a lot of things that we can make sure you make happen. Say that again, Felicia, I couldn't hear you.
That idea too. That's amazing.
Yes, look, all of these things are there for you. We need you to provide those services. And now that you put your contact information out there, I look forward to getting the flyer from you so that we can add it to the site, okay?
Of course.
Awesome. Let's have a little fun before we go because it's Friday. We might as well have a little fun. I got some quick questions for you. So it's going to be called Spill the Tea. And
Okay.
you give your rapid replies to what your answers would be. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here's the first one: coffee or tea?
Coffee, definitely.
Morning person or night owl?
I am an early bird, morning person.
Okay. Planner or spontaneous?
I'm a combination of both.
I like that. I like that. Email or phone call?
Oh, email me, please.
Delegate or do it yourself?
Both. I have to do.
You have to do both. I like that again. That's a good answer. How they say, oh, look, we need to do a family feud with just our boss babes. Good answer. Good answer. Okay, look, we're going to write that down. We need to do a boss babes family feud. We're going to do that. Got to do that. Okay, and last but not least, office space or a home office?
Home office. I don't like everybody having access to me 24/7. I like to be able to dictate that. Yeah, I like to. Yeah, no, home office.
I like that. And I love the background in your home office. I love the signage back there showing your business sign. And then I see something else like the authorized IRS. What did I say?
I'm an authorized IRS provider.
Nice. So to have that right there for others to see, I love it. And I enjoyed our time today. Is there anything that I may have forgotten that you'd like to share before we go?
No, just to the viewers, my advice is keep good records all year long and ask questions. You can reach me on platforms. I'll be happy to help.
I love it. So y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it from Falicia. So be sure to reach out to her, utilize her services. We are going to add to the site today her flyers. So check it out. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, and we look forward to working with you. And Falicia, we're going to sign off with our guest. Stand by. Hold on for me, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Everybody have a wonderful, blessed weekend.
Yes.